Hey y'all, so it is the day before Thanksgiving for me right now, and I am going to be making a chicken casserole. And while I was making that chicken casserole, I went back and forth on how I was going to cook my chicken and if I was going to roast it or what I was going to do. And then I decided, you know what, let's make a big pot of stock, and then I'll use the chicken out of the stock for my chicken casserole, and I can freeze the stock to have later. So it's a win-win. And the last time that I did this, I did not film it. I think I shared a picture of it over on Instagram. And I had several people say, oh, you know, I would like to see how you do that. There's a kid playing with a basketball, y'all. It's always loud around here. I'd like to see how you do that. So I thought, you know what, while we're doing this today, let's go ahead and show you how we make our homemade stock and how we put it in the freezer. I'm Tiffany, by the way, in case you're new. This is our small town life. We do mobile home living on a 1-acre homestead and share a day-to-day life here with you on this channel, showing you what it looks like to live in a small town in the southern United States. And we would love to have you as part of our YouTube family. And I'm just in my sweatshirt with my hair in a ponytail, nice and comfy, doing the Thanksgiving cooking. So let's get to it. I've got my chicken in my pot. This is my water bath canner. It's what I've been using. Any big pot will work. And y'all, stock is one of those things where you just kind of throw everything in, cover it with water, and let it go. This is one of our turkeys that we processed a few weeks ago. It's still frozen, and that's fine. It's going to cook for several hours. I thought I had more carrots, but all I have are these baby carrots. That's fine. I'm still going to just take what I've got and throw them in. This is also a good way to use up scraps. Like when you peel carrots, keep the peels and throw them in the freezer. When you peel an onion, keep the outside, throw it in that same bag, and just keep building on it. When you use celery, keep your celery tops if you're not planning on using them in whatever you're making. Keep them, throw them in that bag in the freezer, and once that bag's full, you've got lots of vegetable scraps that will add good flavor to your stock. Today, I'm just, like I said, I'm using what carrots I had, and I'm going to go ahead and put a whole onion in, and got some celery specifically for this just because I didn't have any on hand. I'm just very, very roughly chopping this real quick just to get it in my pot. Going to quarter my onion, leaving the peel and everything on. I'm going to fill this up just until my chicken is covered, and then we'll come back and put some seasonings in it. Now you can do this with just chicken and water. Everything else that we're putting in here is just bonus for extra flavor. I like to add probably about a tablespoon of whole peppercorns, about the same amount of sea salt, and sometimes I will put garlic in here as well, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. I think I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to go ahead and get this to a boil, and then I'll reduce it to a simmer, and it's going to simmer for hours, y'all. The longer, the better. This is going to sit here on the stove and simmer pretty much all day. say, and we're going to get our stock in the freezer. That's how I like to store it. Now you could, when it's hot, you could put it in jars and you could pressure can it, but I like to put it in the freezer. So we strained it, let it sit at room temperature and cool down for a while, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and now we're going to put it in some quart freezer bags and put it in the freezer. I just get some good quart freezer bags and I can lay them flat to freeze, and then I can stack them and store them in the freezer however I want to. If your broth has set up or gelled a little bit, that is perfectly fine. That is actually really good and one of the perks of a homemade chicken broth. So if you see that it's a little thick, don't worry about it. That's a good thing. With 8 quart bags of chicken stock. Actually, I guess technically it's chicken broth. Those words get used interchangeably a lot. Broth is going to be when you have the meat and the skin and those kinds of things, where stock is mostly just the carcass. So I guess technically it's broth. But we ended up with 8 quarts. Got that in the freezer. Y'all, I was going to be cooking the chicken anyway, so that is like just an extra bonus that I got and have in my freezer so that I can use. Justin helped me get that all bagged up and put away. Once it's frozen, I can stack it. I'll probably put it in the basket. That's where I've been keeping it, in the little basket part on the freezer. Once it's frozen flat, then I can stand it up and store it that way. Hope y'all enjoyed the video and enjoyed hanging out with us for a little while. We love you. We appreciate you. There's Justin. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.